New concerns tonight from those leading corrections officers inside Virginia's prisons. We told you lawmakers gave COs additional pay raises after our investigation revealed the situation behind bars is a danger to the public.
Now we've learned that raise will not go to the most senior officers. 13 News Now investigative reporter Laura Geller joins us now with this new information.
Well, guys, supervisors who put their lives on the line behind bars reached out to us. They say somehow their ranks were left out when the raises were allocated, and it could make the crisis in corrections even worse. A group of Department of Corrections supervisors
my first thought was disbelief.
Called 13 News Now together.
We all work hard at what we do and we should be compensated.
They want the public to understand exactly what's going on.
It seems kind of unfair for officers to be getting the pay raise and not us.
They asked to be anonymous. They fear talking to us could jeopardize their jobs. Now they feel something else is on the line.
Your safety is jeopardized to the whole institution and everyone that works in it.
The new raise appropriated after our investigation gave an additional $2,000 to everyone classified as correctional officers and correctional officer seniors. But seniors does not refer to those in the supervisor ranks, so sergeants, lieutenants, captains, majors, the folks who lead those guards are not eligible for the extra money.
Where does the division in pay reflect on that responsibility division? There is none, because I've got my staff making the same or more than me now.
Some soups have told us they're considering taking voluntary demotions for the raise. Others say they're thinking about leaving DOC altogether. Once those veteran officers walk out the door, their expertise walks out with them.
You got new officers, new line staff to come in, and they're not experienced enough to recognize these shifts in offender behaviors. Then the offenders are more likely to engage in that deviant behavior, and it puts the institution at risk.
They believe an institution at risk puts the public at risk if an inmate is able to escape. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think first we have to acknowledge that there's a serious problem. And it's a serious safety risk.
Delegate Mike Mullen says during the next session, lawmakers need to reconsider how they give these raises. Think about doling out percentage increases that reflect the years of experience an officer has instead of flat dollar amounts. And they must make sure the language is clear. All ranks receive the money.
Do you think there's an appetite for that in the General Assembly?
I think a lot of the work that you guys have done in your crisis of corrections work has really brought this to the forefront. I know that there are a number of delegates here in Hampton Roads who've been hearing from their constituents that this is a top priority.
Late today, DOC's director gave us a statement for our story. He said, "We make great efforts to educate members of the General Assembly regarding DOC's significant need for salary increases for all of our security and probation and parole staff. We will continue fighting for increased funding for appropriate salaries for all custody personnel and others." Laura Geller, 13 News Now.